In this video, we're going to discuss how to create superelevation lanes. In this case, you can see we already have our superelevation sections drawn, and it will automatically move us to the tool to define our lanes. If not, we can select the tool and then define our sections or grab one of the sections we want to use. So we'll go ahead and select it, and it wants to know our first lane name, and in this case, I'm going to put 2 lanes on the right, 2 lanes on the left, and you can do them in any order. So we'll do our right lane first, and we're on the right side of center line. The inside edge, I'm starting from center line and going out 12 feet, so my offset's going to be 0. My width is 12, and my cross slope is minus 1.5 on the first lane. And you can see now when I did that, that it created a yellow lane on the right-hand side. So I'll go ahead and I'll do the other right-hand lane. I'll just call it R2. Still on the right side. This time I'm going to use an offset from 12, and we're still going to make it 12 feet wide, so it's going to be out to 24-foot offset. And this time our normal cross slope is going to be minus 2. And if I zoom in, you can see that we have 2 yellow lanes now, slightly different coloring. Now keep in mind, if you don't have a change in cross slope like I did, you could draw this all as one 24-foot lane. The SEP file that you use in the Superelevation preferences allows you to specify 12-foot as the computational value, but still have it drawn 24-foot wide. So you may want to check that out. Now we're ready to move to the other side of the road. And so I'm going to do my left one. And actually I'm going to do my outside lane first because I can reuse a bunch of my prompts. So I'm going to change it to left 2. I'm going to change it to the left side of the road. In this case, I'm going to start from the 12-foot and go out to 24-foot. The width. And I again want my minus 2%, so I don't have to change anything. And you can see now that it drew a green lane on the other side. And since I did the outside lane first, we still have that inside lane to do. And so we'll finish up with that. I'm going to go ahead and call that LT1. I'm on the left side. And now this time I want to start from center line, so I'm going to use 0 offset, 12-foot width. Cross slope, I'm going to use a minus 1.5 for my inside lanes. And now you can see, and if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that there is a subtle difference in the shading between the 4 lanes. Now keep in mind, anything that I'm drawing at this point, I have done no calculations. All I've done is identified the lanes. And so in our next step, we're going to actually do the computations, and we can do that one of 2 ways. We can either run a SRL or an SEP file and have it automatically calculate based on rules, or I can import the information from a spreadsheet. And you'll see that in subsequent videos. But for right now, we've got all 4 lanes. One other thing to keep in mind is this roadway is actually 2 lanes. I'm going to reset to close my command here. 2 lanes for through lanes. But then it's also, those outside 2 lanes are going to be turn lanes. Well, you can see that I actually drew them the entire length of my project, even though the turn lanes are going to be intermittent. They're coming and going in various pieces. And what I'm going to do is use my template and some graphics to define where I actually want the turn lanes. And so even though the shapes or lanes are going to run outside of my template, that part will be ignored. So we've got our 4 lanes. We could continue to add more lanes to it if we wanted to. Otherwise, we're ready to move on to calculate superelevation.